This one's for you, Tariq, the Ghettocoon Nasheed.
Yeah, I confess, Father, I confess, cause I've been living wrong.
And why do I call you a Ghettocoon? Well, let me explain to you, carnal. See, a coon, for people who don't know, is a derogatory word that people use towards black people who they say act white. And that's usually what people say when somebody disagrees with them and they're of the same color like black. Well, the reason I call Tariq a Ghettocoon, because that's exactly what he is, man. He's a black man portraying himself to be this Mr. Gangsta, this Mr. Black Power, this Mr. F every other race. He hates white supremacy. He calls Latinos Mexicans. He calls us white Hispanics. He calls us all kind of derogatory words and says all kind of stereotypes and tries to make them seem as they're true. All the while, this chump lives in one of the whitest cities in the San Fernando Valley, Chatsworth, California. 2% African American. But he's over here talking like he's in South Central Compton or Watts with the brothers putting in that work. So first of all, use a chump for that, and that's why you're a Ghettocoon, carnal. Now let's go forward. I heard about this guy a few times in my life, people asking me. I never really paid attention. Sonny sends me a link a few days ago, and he tells me start watching it from this mark. And he started talking about me, which is fine. People do all kind of stuff like that. But then he started going into the Latinos. He starts mocking Latinos. He starts making fun of our accents. He starts saying that all Latinos can't fight. He starts saying just that we, as Latinos, owe everything we have in the United States to the black man because of civil rights. Well, let's first get off into the stereotype that you're saying. You're saying all Latinos can't fight, and the street Latinos only pick on young little black kids who have, I think you were saying, have mental issues. Well, obviously, homie, you ain't from the streets, and you've never been from the streets if that's what you think, man. If that's the case, I guess all blacks are lazy. I guess all blacks don't pay their rent. I guess all blacks have bad credit, right? No, wrong, homie. But the sad part is you keep pushing that stupid ass agenda of yours because you're a fucking buffoon. Then you go on into talking about we as Latinos owe you all this and that because of civil rights. I want you guys to take a look at the picture real quick. This picture is from Latin America in the 1800s. You got from Mexico all the way down, brother, South America. And what do you see? You see places that have been taken over by the British colonies, the Dutch colonies, French colonies, Portuguese colony, Spanish colonies. In other words, by who we call now white supremacists, conquistadors. This is the 1800s. Let's fast forward 30 years. What do you see? I see a bunch of countries that became independent. We started our war for independence against the white slave masters, conquistadors, whatever you want to call them, in the 1800s, brother. By 1830, they were gone. We took our land back, carnal. You were still in fucking chains. But you're going to sit here and try to tell me that we owe you something? We were breaking ground on freedom before any of you guys even had a dream. But yet we owe you? We don't owe you shit, man. The only thing I owe another man is common courtesy and respect, and you lost that from me. The minute you started talking all kind of vile stuff against Latinos, against Mexicans, against anybody who has heritage of brown. Why? Because you're a Ghettocoon, homie. You're a Ghettocoon that just sits there and tries to push this negative stuff so you can get your views. So these brothers believe that, oh, this man's about it. You ain't about it, brother. You don't even know the history, brother. Before you guys even thought about civil rights, we were out there fighting the white man that you're talking about. We got countries, brother. We got Mexico, El Salvador, Guatemala, Panama. Keep going on the list. Costa Rica, Brazil. We've got countries. What you got, Playboy? What you got? All you got is a big mouth with no facts, homie. You sit there and say, hold your own nuts. Hold your own nuts, American Cholo. All right. How about you? When I look at the TV and I see those BLM protests, what do I see? I see a bunch of white people, homie. I see some raza in there. Maybe out in Kentucky and certain areas like that, it's all brothers. But the majority, nah, you should tell those white people, hey, go home. We're going to hold our own nuts. But you won't because you're a chump, homie. All you do is talk out of the side of your neck just for the views, carnal. We in this country have been fighting for equality just as long, if not longer, than the African Americans. When you guys were slaves, You guys would run to Latin countries, brother. But now you act like the only reason those Latin countries are where they're at is because of you guys. And I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying people like you, man. Ignorant people like you. You say there's no brown and black coalition, and there never will be because we're just backstabbing white people? Nah, brother. If there's no brown and black coalition, it's because of people like you. People like you, why? Because there's money in division. There's money in calling yourself the black supremacist or whatever you want to call yourself. But really, you're just a Ghettocoon, brother. You're just a Ghettocoon that just spills nothing but vile, venom, garbage out of your mouth. You talk a good one, but you live in the whitest neighborhood in California. If you're all about that, brother, go live in the hood, brother. But you won't live amongst your black people that you say you love and you're there to protect and you want better from. It's funny how that works, right? A lot of the Ghettocoons do that. They talk a good one. They say, oh, this is for my people. Oh, I hate the white people. Oh, don't live like that. But yet, you're living the white man's world. You can get up and go anytime you want. You can go live in a black neighborhood, but you won't because you're the Ghettocoon, homie. You talk a good one just for the views. We've been fighting since the 1800s, brother. Like I said, you guys were enslaved. You guys didn't break those chains until 1865, and even then you're still slaves. Even now, you're still slaves to the system, brother. And you keep thinking the way you are, you're going to continue to be slaves to the system, brother. You know, some people might say, you know, Gil, why even make this video? Why put it out there? I'll tell you why. Because I got a platform. I got a voice. We as Raza have a voice. May not be the biggest voice yet, but it will be. But I will sit there and shout down any buffoon like this guy, especially after I left a couple comments on his page. You know what he did? He deleted me. I don't know if he blocked me, but he deleted me. Sonny told me I left a couple comments. I went back. They're gone, brother. And I know they were there because I saw him post. So this is the kind of chump that will sit there and act tough, be this big, tough guy, man. The BBG is what he's got. He's the big black guy, homie. He's got the big black guy syndrome, homeboy. I've seen a few of those, carnal, and they told me to watch the water, homie. So all I know is I got my platform, carnal. Use a fool, use a chump, and use a Ghettocoon. With that, I'm out.
Yeah, I confess, Father, I confess, 'cause I've been living wrong.